Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jennifer and I hope you all had an amazing Christmas for those of you who celebrate Christmas. This is the last week of the year, the last week of December, and I am doing today the best products of 2021. So I've actually split it up this year. Last year I did it all at once, but this year I'm gonna do face products today, which includes foundation. I'm looking at my desk while I go through this. Foundation, powder, highlighter, bronzer, blush, and then I do have face palettes. So palettes that are, have all those things in them. I'm also going to include brushes in this. And I wanted to break it up because I realized, first of all, this video is probably going to be a little long. Grab some snacks. Maybe some snacks that you got over the holidays. I got some good snacks, but anyway, you probably don't care. So it is going to be a little long because there were some really excellent products. And when I was trying to put it together all in one video, I realized if I did that, I would have to do one for each category so that it wouldn't be like an hour long. And I just can't do that because there are products that really deserve their time. They deserve their time in the spotlight. So today's going to be face. And then I think it's going to be eyes, and then lips will be last. I think that's how I'm going to do it. So let me let you all know these are the last three giveaways. The giveaway today I'm so excited about because BK Beauty was kind enough to work with me to do the giveaway today. And I'll show you what that is in just one second. It's a really great giveaway. I want to say thank you so much to Lisa and BK Beauty for agreeing to do this with me because I'm very excited. So that's today. That's going to be BK Beauty. And I'll show you what it is in a second. Sorry, I'm getting all excited. And then the eyes video will be the Pat McGrath. Why is my brain not working? The Pat McGrath Celestial Odyssey palette, the big one. And then the lip one, I was going to do a lip with it, but then it got out of it. Anyway, it's going to be the Tom Ford Nude Dip palette. So those are the giveaways that are left. There are still giveaways open, including the Michelle Wong scarf that I announced on Christmas Day. So if you haven't seen that video, check that video out and hopefully I'll remember to link it, but I probably won't. So we're going to do something a little different. We're going to start with the giveaway today because again, BK Beauty was kind enough. I asked them, I love their brushes and I love their lip. Well, I don't want to tell you yet, but I do love their lip products and I given away another video. But I said, I would love to be able to give away some of the brushes to my subscribers. And they were so great. And they were like, oh, well, what are your favorite brushes? So they sent me the 101 brush. I have things everywhere today because I'm not, this month has been this last, those of you who know what I've been going through for the last month, have watched my channel, things are not as organized as they should be. One second. If you watched my Christmas Day video, you'll see the space that I'm moving in. So when this video goes up, when this video goes up, I will actually be in the process of moving, hopefully, up there. Anyway, who knows if that will happen. So in this gift, and I've left it in the box. I've left it in here and all wrapped because I don't want to, I don't want to open it and ruin it. So there's the BK 101. This is the foundation brush that I use all the time. Best brush ever. Seriously, this is a fantastic brush. My favorite foundation brush. And then the 201 blended crease brush, which is this big fluffy brush. I use this for an all over look. It's what I actually have on my eyes today, but that's for the eyes video, so you have to wait. This is the 202 defined brush. This is the crease brush. Defined crease brush. It's great, great brush. Love, love, love this one. And then there's the pencil blender, which I know I have here somewhere, but honestly, is this it? I'm in the process of trying to move all this stuff up. It is, okay. This is the pencil blender. And so I'm reorganizing things. This is a great little buffing brush. If you want to do something on the line, on your eyelash line, or just in the corner and stuff, this is awesome. And then, because I said how much I love the lipsticks, which I've told you, they threw in one of the lipsticks, and this is in Kindness, which is a really, really great shade. I did do a video on these if you want to check that out. Hopefully I'll remember to link that. So that's the giveaway today. And like I said, it's still in the box. I'll show you in the box. It's all nice and neat. And that's the giveaway today. So all you have to do to be entered in the giveaway is to be subscribed to my channel. And if you want to go over and check out BK Beauty, you should do that as well. If you're not already very familiar with them, they're a fantastic company. And Lisa, who runs it, is just like the nicest person literally on the planet. And it's great to have a company and products that not only are excellent, like they're really good products, but also just they do the kind of things that you would hope a company would do. They're just good people. And so I was thrilled, absolutely, as you can tell, because I'm rambling, thrilled to be able to work with them today. So that is the giveaway. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Put a comment below in the comments. As I've been saying in more recent videos, it turns out if you put your Instagram name as in like @alfeisty, like mine, or if you put in your email address, YouTube takes it out. I'm not exactly sure why, but they do. So if you're gonna put your Instagram name, just put IG dash your name, or just put your name. I'll figure it out that that's your Instagram handle. And if you're gonna put anything else, just say, not on Instagram. And like I said, I'll put it on community page and I'll talk about it in the next video. I don't know why they do that, but it turns out they do. So you learn something new every day. Let's start with foundation. Hopefully there's a video going up right now of the video of me putting on this foundation. So I put 4 categories for foundation. This is how I've justified breaking this up. The first is a radiant foundation. The second is more of a matte foundation. The third is a cushion. And the fourth is not a foundation at all. Really, it's a tint or tinted moisturizer, depending on how you want to talk about it. So this is the Clos de Peau Radiant Foundation. This is what you're seeing, hopefully, on the video. This is the Radiant Fluid Foundation Natural. It is B20, which is a light medium beige. This is a little deep for me in the winter, to be honest. It's much more of my summer color. I'm more of a B10. But the thing is, I can get away with the B20. And it does give a little warmth to my skin, which sometimes it needs. So the best shade for me, honestly, is the B10, but it makes me look a little pale in the summer. So what I do generally, because I have both shades, it's a very expensive foundation, so I'm not suggesting you buy 2 shades. I actually put like the deeper B20 on the outside and like the B10 on the inside, but I think you'll be able to find your match. There's actually quite a few shades. That came out this year. It's an absolutely amazing foundation. It's radiant, it goes on smoothly, it's good for mature skin. Clos de Peau has excellent foundations. I have a number of them. This is my favorite, and I've been using it a lot. It has SPF of 25. It's a beautiful, beautiful foundation. They've done a spectacular job with it. Absolutely. It might be one of my favorites of all time, to be honest. Like, it's that good. The second is a total shock. Total shock to me. And I owe Aileen from Amerch Beauty all the props for this because I wouldn't have picked it up. This is the Chanel Ultra Latent Ultra Wear All Day Comfort Flawless Finish Foundation from Chanel. And I allow this in this year, although this is not technically an all new foundation because this is a completely new reformulation of the product. I had used this many years ago and it looked terrible. Terrible on me. If you haven't watched me before, I have very dry skin. I am more mature skin. I will be 50 in May. And so, matte foundations just don't work for me. And long wear, because long wear always means more matte foundation, at least in my mind. This looks fantastic. This looks great. I will say that the way I use it is I always have a moisturizer on first. I do that with all my foundations because I have dry skin, but moisturizer on first, and I use it with a damp sponge. I don't use the BK Beauty, although I love that brush, 101 brush. The reason I don't use brush with that is that I need the least amount of foundation when I use it. That's true with any more coverage foundation because I don't like a super full coverage. So I put on about a half a pump to a pump at the most foundation, and then the sponge takes off any extra, and that looks perfect for me, for what I like. And it does last all day. It lasts all day. It looks a little mask-like on me at first, but by the time the day is over, it looks so perfect. I mean, by the time it hits the 5th or 6th hour, it looks perfect to me, for what I like. It's a great foundation. It's a great foundation if you're running around, if you're doing lots of stuff, if you're traveling, if you have a long day at work. It's excellent. The third is a product that actually did come out this year. I got a hold of it a little early, thanks to Scott Medwatts at Chantecaille and Jennifer from Just Go Firefly. because she did a live back in, was it December? Was it a year ago? Oh my goodness, I don't even know. But anyway, it was right before it was going to be released, and I was able to pick it up at Bergdorf's. But it was released officially in 2021. Future Skin Cushion Foundation from Chantecaille. And this is my favorite cushion foundation, I think, so far. And the reason is it's not really a cushion foundation. I mean, it is, but it has almost like a powder-like look to it. It's odd. I will say, it's odd. It goes on your skin and you don't really feel like you have enough, or like there's not, you know, like coverage, and then everything just sort of blends and you have to give it a minute. But it's really beautiful on the skin. It looks really nice. I have it in Aura and Alabaster. Aura is my winter color and Alabaster is my summer. I do actually, my skin does get, you know, I do get some pigment to my skin in the summer. Not a lot. I wear SPF everywhere I go, and let's face it, I'm very, very pale, but you know, I do look a little bit different in the summer versus the winter. Okay, and the last one is kind of an honorable mention because I haven't used it all year. I haven't even used it for several months, but I've used it a couple of times and I absolutely love it. And I'm surprised because it was kind of a fluke that I even picked it up. This is the YSL Bare Look Tint, as I knock everything over. Okay, this is in shade 3. And I will say, when I first put it on, it looked too yellow to me. This is supposedly the cool undertone. If you really like a super cool undertone, you might not like this product because everything seems to lean a little yellow. I've seen other people use it, like other shades, and it always seems a little warm. But anyway, it looks fantastic on the skin, at least for me. Like, I really love the way it looks. It's not full coverage. It's not even medium coverage. But it blends everything beautifully. And for me, most of the time when I'm running around, I'm actually not wearing makeup, which I know is weird because I have a makeup channel. But I'm usually wearing a skin tint or tinted moisturizer or nothing. And this is like one of the best ones I've seen. It makes your skin look better. It makes you look healthier. It smooths everything out, but it doesn't look like makeup. This is a really good product, and I haven't heard that much about it because it kind of came out like it wasn't really announced and there wasn't a lot of, you know, hoopla about it, and then it was just there. But yeah, I love this. So like I said, I haven't been using it for very long, but I'm very impressed. Okay, so that was foundation. Powder. I have one powder and that's because I don't use a lot of powder. For those of you who, again, have watched my channel, you know my skin is very dry, I have rosacea. I just don't wear powder very often. My skin kind of went more towards normal this summer. I noticed I had, you know, more oils to my skin. My skin looked more normal. And now that we're in the throes of winter here in New England, it's 30 degrees and it's dry. It's really dry because you put the heat on in your house, and the house is, or at least my house, is built very tight, which is great because it keeps in the heat, but it's very, very dry. I'm gonna have to pull out my humidifier soon. So I don't use a lot of powder. Very long way of saying that. But I did pick up the Givenchy Prisme Libre Sparkling Lilac Powder. And I used this in the Dior Spring Mineral Pink. Mineral Pink? Pink Mineral? I don't know. But the sneak peek one where I actually used this new foundation as well. And it's a beautiful powder. I have it on today. It just gives this beautiful finish to the face. And it reminds me of the Dior powder, the lavender powder. Now, I like lavender powder. That's obvious. But this one is a little bit different. It has a little bit of sheen to it, which is really nice on the skin. It just creates a beautifully blurring effect, which I'm very impressed by. So if you can get your hands on that powder, the problem is I got it at Harrods. I don't know too many places that have it. So if you can get your hands on it, I will say it's worth it. Next is highlighters. Or should we let's do bronzers. I'll tell you why. Like you have a choice because I'm the one recording the video. Bronzers. So there really was only one bronzer that came out this year that I just thought deserved to be the best of. That's the Wayne Goss, the Radiance Boosting Face Palette in Bronze and Sculpt. I really, really like this one. Now I have this in light gold. I believe this is the lightest. And that's what I have on my face today. This is a great bronzer for me, and this is a great contour. And it just works beautifully for my skin tone, for my type of skin. As I've said ad nauseum, I have, you know, older skin and my skin's dry, and that doesn't cake, it doesn't look, it doesn't settle, it just looks beautiful. It looks flawless. I don't have the other shades, so I can't speak to those, because when I bought this one, it just was so perfect. I was like, well, there's no point in getting the others. Wayne Goss has a similar formula in his blushes that came out, I believe, last year, and I love those blushes. So those are awesome. So this bronzer palette, bronzer contour, absolutely hands down my favorite for this year. Highlighters. So I actually have a couple of highlighters. I promised myself I wouldn't do more than 4 in a category, so there's 4. Okay, so the first one came out relatively early in the year, and this is the Dior Forever. This is in Pink Glow. These are the luminizers. And I also have this in Rosewood. And I gotta say, guys, this is one of my favorite highlighters. It's really beautiful if you like a pinky highlight. If you don't like pink, then you don't like this. But for a pink highlight, it's just beautiful. It's smooth, and it doesn't like irritate my skin, and it blends perfectly, and it looks lovely, and it's just the perfect light highlighter just to give you that little bit of glow. Now, if you're looking for something much more present, then I would recommend the Pat McGrath. This was the Skin Fetish Sublime Skin Highlighter in the Lunar Nude that came out for the holiday, and I love this highlighter. I've loved all the Pat McGrath highlighters that have come out. I will have hopefully picked up the new one by the time this video goes up, because my understanding is they're going live the 26th. So this one, you can see it's got more of that peachy tone. It's still got a pink undertone, and it's much brighter than the Dior, but it's a beautiful, beautiful highlighter. It looks stunning on the skin. I use it as a luminizing blush because it is a little deep for my skin, but honestly, it's so gorgeous. Pat McGrath knocked it out of the park with her, in my opinion, with her highlighters. I just think they've all been fantastic. Different shades. One's more pink, one's more gold, this one's more like peach, but I love them all. Okay. So next, like I said, I'm putting these in category. The pink is the best pink highlighter. This one is the like most, you know, it's I'm looking for the right word. It's the most vibrant highlighter. Next is the best all-around highlighter in my opinion, and this is the Chantecaille Holiday Highlighter. This is Pearl Lumiere. This is a beautiful, stunning, stunning highlighter. I have this on today. It's like a pink, opalescent with a little bit of warmth. It's just perfect. I don't know how this would look good on anyone. I mean, it's just stunning. It's just a beautiful, beautiful highlighter. And I was so lucky to get my hands on this early and do a video with Aileen and Scott. Again, thank you to Chantecaille just for this whole year. You guys have been amazing. But that highlighter, it's what I have on today, is just, it just looks beautiful. It just is ethereal. It looks good on practically everyone because the colors shift a little bit. So if you're a cool undertone, it works. If you're a warm undertone, it works. It's just stunning. It's just a stunning, stunning highlighter. And the last is what I will call the surprise highlighter. And it's a unique highlighter. It's a powder highlighter. Now you're gonna say, well, Jen, the rest are powder highlighters. Yes, they are, but they are pressed powder. This is a loose powder highlight. This is the Givenchy Prisme Libre highlighter. I'm just getting the color Organza. Organza? Yeah. And it's you know, a little bit smaller. If you see the Prisme Libre, the face powder, it's much, much bigger. It's a beautiful, beautiful highlight. It has like a gold and a pink shade in there. So again, like the Chantecaille, it works on multiple people because it's kind of a mix of warm and cool. So it's a neutral, I guess. It is, to me, a little messy, again, because, you know, you have to pour it into the thing, and then but I got over that pretty quickly. When you see the effect of it, it looks wet on the face. And there's not too many highlighters where I've seen that look. Like I can't think of too many. That one does that. Pat McGrath has that a little bit. This looks just, I haven't seen anything quite the same. So it's a beautiful highlighter. If you can get your hands on it, I highly suggest it. I think it was on sale for a little while during the holidays. Who knows what will be going on after the holidays, because lots of stores do, lots of great sales. So that would be the one I would say is the most unique in the way that it works, because it's a loose powder, and it's the way that it shows up on the face. All right, we're getting down there, guys. So blushes. I kind of cheated a little on the blushes, and you'll see why in a minute. Okay, the first is the Pat McGrath blushes. So they're all the blushes. Pat McGrath knocked it out of the park with her blushes this year. I love the formula. I have a lot of the shades. I think I have 4 out of the 6. This one here is Nude Venus, one of my favorites. It's just, the formula is excellent. It stays on all day. It looks beautiful. It works for practically anyone. There's so many different shades. Even the quote lightest of blushes, I think, shows up on a deeper skin tone. That she did an amazing job. I don't really know what else to say, except that they're the closest things that I found to the old Chanel formula, because they're kind of like a baked gelée. They're a little hard, but when they go on beautifully, and they stay all day. They're just really stunning. They're really, really beautiful. So the Pat McGrath blush launch overall would be my favorite single blush of the year. Then the second is this is the most, what I would say, highlighting blush, or highlighting blush. The best are probably Sisley. Sisley has those orchid blushes that have like highlight in the blush, and they're stunningly beautiful. I use, as I said, the Pat McGrath highlighter as like a highlighting blush. But if you really want to buy a blush that just is like a highlighting blush, it's the Chantecaille Flower Power Cheek Shade. Now, the reason I'm cheating a little bit here is because I'm showing you the holiday one and then the Flower Power one. So it's the same formula. This is the holiday one. This is Rouge Pearl. And then this is the flower one. So these are the two compacts. Same formula. This one is a little peachier and this is a little pinker. So it depends on what kind of shade you like, but they still give you that same warmth. They give you this sheen. You really don't need well, I don't wear a highlighter when I wear these generally. They give this gorgeous sheen to the cheek. And if you want, if you're somebody who really likes a highlighted look, then absolutely put a highlighter with it. For somebody who's looking for I just want to run out the door, put on my Yves Saint Laurent Nude and a little bit of this blush and some mascara, and I'm out. It is perfect for that. It's just an everyday beautiful blush that gives a sheen to your cheek. I'm not exactly sure how they did the formula, because it's like spongy almost. It's like a creamy powder, but it's beautiful and it looks great. It looks really beautiful on the skin. Third is an individual color that I really, really loved, and I don't think it got a lot of attention because it kind of just came out and nobody really talked about it. This is Dior Autumn Mood. It's in 332. And I think this is a limited edition. So I'm not sure if it's still available, but it probably is if I know Dior. And the reason I really like this blush, and I think it's worth mentioning, is because, first of all, it's super smooth and super pigmented. But the shade is really unique. It's like orange. It's like pumpkin. And you don't find too many blushes that have like a pumpkin shade. So when you're trying to do like a warm look, or you're trying to come up with something that really has, more of that autumn, orangey look, I don't really have another blush that has this shade to it. In fact, I don't think maybe the Patrick Ta comes close. She's so LA, but this is more orange. So if you're looking for an orange blush, this is perfect. And I was really happy to have it in my collection. And it was kind of just accidental, because I was going through Dior looking for something else, and I saw this and I was like, oh, that's new, and picked it up. So, and the next one's going to be controversial, and I know that, but I have to always be honest with myself and all of you about what I like. And if other people disagree, that's totally fine. And as I said in my worst of video, and I'll say my best videos, these are just for fun. This is my opinion. If you don't like these things, or if you, in the worst videos you love those things, that's okay. We can disagree on things. Not everything works the same for every person. But the most important thing to me anyway, is I do these videos, or any video, is that I'm honest and transparent about what I like for the reasons that they work for me. So with all that said, Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate blushes. Now I know the reason this is controversial is because basically Tom Ford got rid of his single blushes, which were very pigmented and beautiful. I have them, and I will keep them as long as they stay, that I can use them, so they don't go bad. But I love these new blushes, and the reason I do is because I am very pale and I don't like a lot of blush. I like just a sheen of blush, and that's exactly what these give you. Plus there's 2 shades in here, so I kind of use them a little bit like a contour. So I'll use like this more on the high part and this on the lower part of the cheek, or I'll blend them if I want a little bit of a deeper color, or I'll put like a deeper color than a lighter one up here. I like being able to do that with a dual blush. I think the formula is actually really good, and it works extremely well on my skin with my dryness. It just is smooth, it's powdery, it's perfect. But again, I think that's going to be the one that's probably the most controversial of all the things today. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, so the last is face palettes. Now, 2 things you guys are going to ask me about: concealer and primer. So as for concealer, there's no concealer that came out this year. I'm trying to keep it just the things that came out this year that I tried that I loved. There's some that I have that I think are really good, but they're from other years, so they don't count. Primers, I don't have any new primers that I love, unfortunately. Yeah. So I'm not going to include things just to include them. I have to be honest. So I don't have anything in those categories. Hopefully somebody will have something that I will look at and be like, oh, I must try that. Okay, so let's start with the face palettes that are just face. And that's the Burberry. This is the Essential Glow palette. This is the light, fair to light medium. And this was like really a big deal, like in the earlier part of the year. Everyone was trying to get this, and the Runway palette for the eyes. I love this palette. I think this is great. This highlighter is one of the whitest white highlighters I've ever seen in my life. If you're looking for a really white, like blingy highlight that you want to like really show up, this is the one to get. It does come by itself, by the way. Can buy it by itself. But I do love this compact because these highlighters are great. This works as a really good contour bronzer, and the blushes are beautiful. So this is an excellent, excellent face palette, and they have 2 of them. This is the fair to light medium. I assume the light medium to deep or something like that. So really good, really worth it. Second is one that surprised me. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Nude Gasm face palette, and I have not picked up Charlotte Tilbury face palettes because I don't know. They always seem like I have those things. I don't need them. But this really worked really well on me, and I loved the look that I achieved with it. This is a great contour for me. This is a great bronzer. This is a great blush. It has more of that warm tone, and this is a really nice highlighter. It is definitely more warm and a little bit deeper than I usually go, but when I'm trying to create a certain look, this is perfect. The formula is excellent. It goes on smoothly. It looks really good on the skin. Like I've said before, Charlotte Tilbury is Charlotte Tilbury for a reason. Her palettes are good. Some are great and some are just good, but I really love this one, and I'm going to be using it, and I have been using it like all the time. All right, so last but not least, face palettes that also have an eye component to them and possibly a lip component. This is the Natasha Denona Glam face palette. Now I'm going to show you the one in light. I also love the one in dark, but I will tell you this one works better for me just because of, obviously, my skin tone. But they both are stunningly beautiful, and I was lucky enough to get the deep one and try it early, and I fell in love with it, and I was so excited to be able to pick up the light one as well, and I gave this away just the other day. It's just a beautiful palette. It works really well on me. The blush is this really nice, like creamy, it's almost like the Chantecaille. It's like a creamy powder, just looks beautiful. Highlight is gorgeous, the eye shades are perfect. It's a great everyday run out the door. I took this on Girls Weekend with me. I love it. I absolutely love it. I have no bad things to say. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but for me, I love that thing that I'm going to use all the time. Like, I love a really bright, brilliant blue, you know, eyeshadow palette or eyeliner or something. But you know, and I'll use them from time to time, but in everyday life, that's not what I do. It's not what I wear. So something like the Glam Face Palette is perfect because it's what I'll use every day. It's what I'll use on my business trips. And I'll take the dark one as well because the shades in there are just beautiful. I just need to tone them down a little bit. And in that vein, the face palette that I think is the best for the entire year that has everything in it. So this palette literally has everything. It has eye, it has cheek, it has highlighter, it has lips. There's pretty much everything you need in here except for a bronzer. This is the Dior Icon palette, and I also gave one of these away. I really love this thing. I think this is great. This is just good. I've thought about just putting this in my travel bag and being like, well, this is my travel set, because like I said, all I would have to pack in here is some bronzer and this would be it. And I would be absolutely fine with this, for wearing this for a couple of days, because it's a really good everyday look, but you can glam it up and you can definitely make it deeper, and there's different shades of blush and there's different lips, and it's just, and it's beautiful. I mean, I admit, guys, I do love this packaging. I think it's great. I love the embossing on the front. I love this little metal thing that keeps it closed. I just think they did a beautiful job with this. I hope they come out with ones. They have come out with face palettes in the past. Don't get me wrong. I know I have them. But this type of style, because I like the fact that it stays closed like that, that's just awesome to me. I'm really thrilled with this. So, well, that didn't take too long. It took a while. So those are all, quote, my face products for the year. And as I said with brushes, my favorite brushes that I think everyone can enjoy are the BK Beauty brushes. I'd say for this year, it's the Angie Hot and Flashy set that came out with BK Beauty. Look, there's lots of brushes that I love, and we could talk about them, Sonia G, Chikuhodo, lots of others. But I know there's many of you out there that are looking for a vegan alternative for brushes. And I feel like that more and more, that's something that I hear all of you saying. So I think for this year, I would say that the BK Beauty Angie Hot and Flashy ones are the ones that I would say are the best brushes for a wide spectrum of people this year. I use them all the time in my videos. You guys have seen me. I have them right here, like right by my side. I think they're great brushes. They're super soft. This is excellent for contour. I use it like this all the time. This is great for under eye powder. This one is a great contour. Crease, this is a big fluffy crease. These are great brushes, and BK Beauty does a great job with all of their other brushes, which is why I was so excited to work with them today and do this giveaway for you. So, you know, I do love brushes. I love Chikuhodo brushes and Sonia G brushes, and there's a ton out there and Wayne Goss brushes, but I do want to be aware of what you guys are looking for. And I think these are the ones that, honestly, if I was going to say to anyone, anywhere, who asked me, I would say the BK Beauty brushes, because I think they're beautifully done. They're vegan, they're cruelty-free, and they do a fantastic job. And for the ones that came out this year, the Angie Hot and Flashy are some of the best brushes that I've used, in all honesty. So I feel very comfortable saying that that's my favorite of the year. So that is it for today. We have eyes and we have lips to come. And then that will be it. In fact, the last video I think actually goes up on January 1st, because I do Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And I've been keeping to that schedule. So the last video will technically be one day after the end of the year, but I'd love to hear what your favorites are for the year. You know, and you don't have to just keep it to face palettes or face products, because I'd love to hear what you guys are using. Not only because I just love to hear from you, but also because it helps me decide on new things that I'm going to use, products that I curate for the year. As we get into 2022, I do really want to be mindful of picking up things that you guys want to see. I have so much makeup now, so much, that there will be things, of course, that I will want to pick up for myself and try, but I think a lot of it is going to be turning to what you guys would like to see, because Honestly, I'm never going to be able to get through all this makeup as it is, so I want to make sure that I'm targeting products and items that will really help you make decisions. So let me know down below what your favorites are and what you'd like to see in 2022. I'll be asking the same thing in the next 2 videos. So, all right. Don't forget to enter for the giveaway. I think that's it. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I really do appreciate it. Hope to see you in another video really soon.